I guess I got my swagger back. That's what Mahomes said on those back-to-back dimes to Travis Kelce. That is what the Chiefs needed. They went down 14. I want to shout out Antonio Pierce. I think he might be the right guy for the Raiders, but that was such a rookie move. You were dominating the team. You don't go for it. You kick a field goal. You shank the field goal, and the Chiefs then took momentum. They couldn't stop a nosebleed until the Raiders stopped themselves, and it's been Chiefs since then. 14-14. The Chiefs loved their second quarter against the Raiders, as we have seen time and time again. It was that first quarter that was the issue. Matt, what are your main takeaways from what you saw?
Before the game when we were talking, I remember kind of taking us through the coaches just saying, look, when you have Antonio Pierce coming in, trying to learn on the fly versus veteran coaches who've seen it all, they've done it all. They've gone behind greater deficits in games that matter much more than a road game at Allegiant in week 12. They just have. And so even when they were down by 14, my concern there was the defense was getting gassed. But yeah, look, the Raiders are then they caught the Raiders on their heels. The Chiefs have made some adjustments. I love that this defense did not slink away. The Raiders for two straight drives did whatever they wanted for put together two long drives. I would have went for the points there. I would have went. Yeah. I know you said they could have gone for it, but based upon what the Raiders had seen the Chiefs do over the last couple of weeks, why would you think that the Chiefs that you need to like be hyper aggressive against them, right?
Yeah. I, I guess for me too, what we saw was a great game plan from the Raiders to start out, right? That was a great game plan. You sometimes tip your cap and say they took advantage, they found something, and it worked for them. But then Spags and the Chiefs defense responded. You saw Derek Nottie. You saw George Karlaftis, Leo Chenal. You saw Mike Dana. I also think what was really impressive, and I don't know if it was a underrated aspect. Typically, I'm not a huge Derek Nottie guy, right? He's been fine. He's just been a guy, but that stop really got him going, I felt like. Obviously, Justin Reed had a chance to really set the tone. Missed a tackle. Josh Jacobs is running like Isaiah Pacheco. He's running angry, running very physical. But that huge stop from the Chiefs defense after the Chiefs scored their first seven, to me, was the turning point again as well in this game. Again, I think it was a bad decision by Pierce. I would have gone for it. The Chiefs couldn't stop anyone. That kind of slowed their momentum down, in my personal opinion. But again, the Chiefs were playing so timid offensively, so timid, right? I mean, it just looked like everyone was scared to make a mistake. And that's why I said it looked like they got their swagger back. That throw to Travis Kelce was a throw we have not seen Mahomes make, since last year. I mean, seriously, when was the last time you saw a throw like that into such a tight window? Just perfection. And then they follow that up with the trick play, Pacheco to Richie, Mahomes to then Travis Kelce again. That to me was the hopeful unveiling of the former offense.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, how did you feel early on? The Raiders go down, hot knife through butter, right? And by the way, your hair is the subject of everyone's attention at this point.
Yeah, I
Someone
don't. Sorry, I'll.
someone said you have like a shell on your head.
Yeah, conch shell.
Maybe
No,
it's like a shofar, like one of those like where you blow into it, like some sort of ceremonial horn or something, like a goat horn. I don't know. I like it. It looks like you've shampooed it, and it's kind of effervescent. It's bouncy.
I
It's
was just disheveled from the first quarter.
well. Hey, so tell me how you felt in that first quarter. Look, the Raiders go down, they score at will, right? They're running the ball and passing the ball. Devontae Adams getting his, Jacoby Myers getting his, Jacobs getting his. And then suddenly the first play from scrimmage for the Chiefs is this odd screen that like Pacheco goes backwards for 11 yards. At that point, I thought, I don't know. I almost wanted to just like shut everything down and just go, you know what? Just tell me the final score when it's over.
Yeah, I mean that first quarter was. I said it was 2012. That was a 2012 Chiefs. The only good part of that first quarter was Tommy Townsend. It was the punter, and that was 2012. Now the difference is this team has 7 wins compared to 2 for the entire season.
Yeah.
But again, I I'm not saying the Chiefs' offense is back to what it was like in 2018, but the Chiefs needed something to wake up. And it felt like they woke up. Again, they were playing so timid. It felt like they were too nervous about making a mistake. Even it was Rashee Rice on one of his catches. I know we're tired of seeing the drops, and I think he actually had one early on in the first quarter as well, right? But he looks like he was trying so hard. The thought process of, okay, bring it in, do this, and you're sitting here going, you can't play that tight. You can't play that tight. The Chiefs need to get loose, and they got loose on those final two drives. That again, I think, is huge for the Chiefs going forward.
I think so too. I think if the Chiefs can hold this together about as well as the cans of Aquanet that are holding your hair together right now, I think they'll be all right.
It's the last
That's
time
officially.
I don't do. I just let my hair fly like this. Okay, my fiance digs it, so I was like, well, it's easy. I don't have to do anything. I hop out of the shower and just do this. Didn't know it was going to cause such a ruckus on this show.
I love it. Look, how about this? How heartening was that not only just the second quarter, but look, the leaders in targets, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, going into halftime, right? Like that's what we wanted to see. The passing game eventually emphasized those two guys above everything else, and they're doing it. I like the way the Chiefs have slowly started to say we've got three main guys here:
Mhm.
Rice, Pacheco, and Kelsey, and they're finding ways to get them successful.
I will also say I think running to 12 personnel with Noah Gray on the field as well. You saw that play to him. I think that may have been a
Tremendous
little
catch.
that may have been a little jumping off point, right? A little extra physicality because the Chiefs needed to get physical. They were getting punked. The Raiders were punking them. So they ran out of 12 personnel. They did 13 personnel, and it was a bad play. They got a little lucky on that one, the next one. But again, the physicality, they were trying to make their presence felt. Again, Justin Watson getting up to good old Bobby Spillane after that touchdown, right?
Love it.
When have
Love
you
it.
seen Watson get? I mean, again, you don't want the penalty, but again, when have you seen Justin Watson have that kind of intensity? I'm is kind of
Yep.
a fan. I don't want the penalty, but I was kind of a fan of him trying to show some emotion. You got to match that when you're playing the Vegas Raiders, who again, the Raiders got a lot to prove right now. New quarterback, new head coach. They're trying to make a statement. They're still in the playoff hunt. I mean, there's a lot for them to play for.
There is, but they're also playing with some house money, right? Head coach is like, I got interim. I can get away with whatever I want. Fourth round rookie. We're all playing with house money here. I like, they should be proud of what they're doing in the first half. But yeah, the Chiefs have the momentum. I love what you said about getting physical. I think it's right. I think your hair goes right with that. Asking out Olivia Newton-John to let's get physical. I think that's what the Chiefs need to continue to do in the second half. Look, feed the ball to Kelsey, feed the ball to Rice, give the ball to Pacheco again and again and again until that combination doesn't work. And you have to make something different happen. But hats off to the Chiefs coaches for showing veteran leadership that's been around. They don't have to be reactive. They can just slowly respond with adjustments. It's 60 minutes on the field, and the Chiefs have it tied up right now and have the momentum.
Yeah, and then in regards to the Chiefs defense, again, after those first couple drives, I'm hoping they figured something out, right? Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, they were rolling to start off, right? But I wonder if Spags found something. Some of the blitzes they were doing, give Aiden O'Connell credit. He was figuring it out, right? He was understanding where the blitzes were coming from. And the protection of the Raiders held up. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. And so what happened? A little less of those design blitzes and trying to get home with four, a little more help on Devontae Adams, and the Chiefs defense got some stops, right? It made him think, made him double clutch, made Aiden O'Connell have to try and go through his reads. And I'm hoping we see that continue into the second half here.
Yeah, I hope Karloftis isn't like afraid to hit his old college quarterback. I hope that there's not something on the down low there. I think we'll see the Chiefs come through. I have to believe these second half issues will not continue in that way. I know you got to get back to Reno 911.
New
But
boot goofing.
love it. We would have come in here a lot more morose if the Chiefs hadn't put that together, but it's looking great. although the Raiders have made this a much more of a game than we thought it would be.
Take nothing for granted because I was ecstatic doing the halftime show for the Chiefs Eagles game, and we saw how that turned out. So you can't rest on what you did those final drives. You have to have that carry over. Spags, you've been Michelangelo all season long. Everything you touch is a masterpiece. Draw up a masterful second half game plan, and Andy Reid, do what you did those final two drives. Get Travis involved. Mahomes, keep making those throws and run the damn ball. Connor, thank you so much for being here for the halftime show. Thank you to everyone listening for the halftime show. We're going to head back and watch the second half. Patrick Allen, Matt Verderam will be with you for the halftime show or for the post-game show. I will join about 30 minutes into the post-game show as well. So until then, take it easy. Go Chiefs.